Today, I'm going to show you how to airbrush in Photopea step by step in a simple way that makes your shading and blending look much smoother and more professional. If you've ever wanted to create soft shadows, smooth retouching, or gentle color transitions without harsh edges, this technique is exactly what you need. And if this video helps you out, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more easy Photopea tutorials. Alright, let's jump right in. First, open your project in Photopea and get ready to work on your image. The very first thing you want to do is select the brush tool. You can do that by clicking the brush tool icon in the left toolbar, which looks like a paintbrush, or you can simply press B on your keyboard for a quick shortcut. This tool is the base of the airbrush effect, so once you have it selected, you're already halfway there. Now, before you start painting, there's one very important thing you should always do. Create a new transparent layer above your main image. This keeps your edits separate from your original artwork, which means you can make changes freely without permanently damaging anything underneath. It also gives you much more control if you want to erase, adjust, or reduce the effect later. Working non-destructively is always the safest and most professional way to edit. Next, we need to make the brush behave like an airbrush. To do that, click the Brush drop-down menu in the top options bar, right next to the brush icon. Inside the brush settings, find the Hardness slider and drag it all the way down to 0%. This step is what removes the hard edge from your brush and gives you that soft, feathered spray look. A hard brush will give you a sharp circle, but a soft brush creates a much smoother fade that works perfectly for airbrushing. After that, look at the top options bar again, this time near the opacity settings. You'll see the Airbrush mode icon, which looks like a small spray can or a brush with concentric lines. Click it to turn it on. When this setting is enabled, holding down the mouse button will keep spraying color even if you stop moving the cursor. That is what makes it feel much more like a real airbrush tool, because the color continues to build up gradually instead of applying once. Now lower the opacity to around 20 to 30%. This keeps your brush strokes light and gives you room to build the effect slowly. Then lower the flow to around 10 to 20%. Flow controls how much paint comes out of the brush as you work, and keeping it low means the color builds up in soft layers instead of appearing too strong too fast. If you want your shading to look smooth and natural, these low settings are very important. Once your brush is set up, choose the color you want to paint with using the foreground color picker at the bottom of the left toolbar. Pick a shadow tone if you're shading, a highlight tone if you're brightening, or a color that matches the area you want to retouch. If you're not sure what shade to use, you can always start with something subtle and build it up slowly. Now you're ready to paint. Click and drag smoothly over the area you want to shade, soften, or retouch. Don't try to force the full result in one pass. The key to a great airbrush effect is layering. Go over the same area multiple times to gradually increase the intensity. This gives you much more control and helps the result blend naturally with the rest of the image. If you're blending between two existing colors, use the Eyedropper tool by pressing I to sample intermediate shades as you work. This is especially useful when you want the transition between colors to look seamless. By sampling between tones and painting lightly, you can create much smoother blends that look clean and realistic. If your effect starts to look too strong, don't worry. Because you're working on a separate layer, you can always reduce the layer opacity, erase small areas, or even start over without affecting the original image. That is one of the biggest advantages of using Photopea for this kind of editing. It gives you flexibility and control while keeping everything editable. So to quickly recap, the process is simple. Choose the brush tool, create a new layer, set hardness to 0, turn on airbrush mode, lower opacity and flow, then paint gradually in soft layers. Once you get used to these settings, you'll be able to airbrush in Photopea much more confidently and get much smoother results in your designs and edits. If this tutorial helped you, please give it a like and subscribe for more Photopea tips, Photoshop style techniques, and easy editing tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.